If we could go start with Kyle, introduce ourselves, go around the room.
Kyle Kearns, Director of Community Development.
Eric Dobbin, Commission Member.
Jeff Maroots, Commission Member.
Steve Schifferl, Commission Member.
Matt Zacher, Commission Chair and Mayor.
Dennis Pog, 6th Ward Alderman.
Thank you. All right, moving on to item 1, approval of the report from July 7th, 2025 Planning Commission meeting. Commission, what are your wishes?
I'll make a motion to approve.
I'll second it.
I got a motion by Davin, second by Maroots.
Maroots, yep.
Any questions or comments on the minutes? Seeing none, go ahead and cast our votes. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. All those opposed say nay. Ayes have it, 4-0. Item 2, public hearing and action on request from Neiman Properties LLC for a conditional use permit to establish outdoor sales at 2211 West Grand Avenue, parcel ID 3401195, which falls within the general commercial B2 district. Mr. Kearns?
Thank you. The request before you is from Neiman's. They have an adjacent lot that was recently purchased in which they wish to do some outdoor sales of storage sheds on the property. You'll see the map up there. Maybe half or so of the property, maybe a little bit more, is paved. There used to be a use on the property. Now, obviously, you can see that it's vacant. Again, the applicant owns the repair shop to the east. Here's some photos of the site from Grand Avenue. So the lot's just over a half acre. Again, they're looking to sell storage sheds on site. You'll see the site plan shortly. We don't think it'll necessarily have any effect on the natural environment. The sheds will obviously be there 24/7. Majority of the area is fully developed. And again, this is allowed via a conditional use permit. The one thing I'll mention is that typically outdoor sales happens at different establishments in commercial districts as part of a principal use. So if there's a retailer on site, they may have, the sale of, trailers or other outdoor equipment. That's part of the principal use. In this case, there is no principal use on this parcel. It would just be the sale of these sheds. Nonetheless, they are an adjacent business across the street here. And so while I think it, could possibly deter the aesthetics in that there's no principal use, they are adjacent with their principal use. And I think if the sheds are displayed neat and orderly, meet the setback requirements, because they're already on kind of a paved surface, obviously there's some gravel. There is the ability to park in the back, shown here on the site map. I think we'd be okay with it. I don't think it would necessarily be detrimental to the public or the surrounding areas. And therefore, we're recommending approval. Much of the requirements from an architectural and landscaping standpoint wouldn't be required because, again, these are temporary structures that are for sale. They're essentially display models only. So again, with that being said, we are recommending approval with the 4 conditions on the screen and in the staff report. Thank you.
Thank you. Questions or comments? Seeing none, what are your wishes?
Is there a public hearing on that?
Oh, yep, my fault. All right. At 4:04, I'm opening up a public hearing for this item. So at this time, if there's anyone wishing to speak for or against this issue, please step forward. For second time I call, anyone wishing to speak for or against this issue, please step forward. And for a third time, anyone wishing to speak for or against this issue, please step forward. All right, at 4:05, I am closing the public hearing and turning it back over to the commission to see what your wishes are.
I'll motion to approve the conditional use permit to establish outdoor sales with the staff recommendations.
All right, I got a motion by Maroots to approve. I got a second by Davin. Any other questions or comments at this time?
Mr. Mayor?
Yes.
Thank you. Kyle, just one real quick question. Do you have any idea what type of merchandise they would be selling on that lot? I mean, automobile items or anything?
So at this point, the conditional use is only to approve the sale of the sheds. So they have sheds on the property that'll be for sale. So you could park, walk through, look at the sheds, their displays. So then if you wanted to order a shed, you would contact them and then, you know, purchase whichever shed that you wanted to order. Does that make sense?
Yeah, it does. Okay, thank you.
Yep.
All right, any other questions or comments? All right, I got a motion by Maroots, second by Davin. We'll go ahead and put it to a vote. All those in favor say aye.
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 Aye. All those opposed say nay. Ayes have it, 4-0. Item 3, request from Rise Up Central Wisconsin, Inc. for a special exception to allow a mural on a building located at 340 West Grand Avenue, parcel ID 3402592. Kyle?
Thank you. So in our sign code, murals require planning commission approval, which is why this item is before you. Essentially, there is a group of individuals that's identified a location to place a mural, and it's at the address identified here. This is essentially what's proposed. You'll see an existing picture of the side of the building on the top left, and then the mural that's to the right. Typically, we allow murals in downtown as long as they're not signage, so they cannot be advertising something. In this case, I don't believe this is advertising anything. So then I think it's Plan Commission's duty just to make sure that it's, you know, not going to be detrimental to the public or to the surrounding areas, and again, to verify that there isn't signage there. The other thing I'll note is we do have a downtown design district which somewhat regulates improvements. It does not regulate paint within the downtown, but I think we should still be cognizant of that, in that typically when you paint over existing brick, it's very difficult to, you know, to restore that brick to its original, you know, its original position. So if this is to be painted directly to the brick, you know, washing it off or sandblasting it, power washing it isn't typically recommended on older brick like this because it tends to peel away the brick, and then it's susceptible to moisture and things of that nature. So I know the applicant has contemplated doing some boards and then attaching the mural to the brick, anchoring it to the mortar, rather than doing the picture directly on the brick. I bring that up in the event that you wanted to add that condition to try to protect the brick. But again, it was discussed. I don't believe the applicant has determined which route they want to go at this point. But we do have other buildings downtown that have paint directly adhered to the brick, and then we have other murals that are larger wooden boards that are just hung up onto the side of the building. With that being said, I do believe murals like this help to showcase the downtown, to build our arts and culture theme, improve aesthetics, and it does meet the comprehensive plan and the former downtown plan, as well as the new downtown plan that hopefully will be adopted shortly here. We're still waiting on the dimensions of the mural. A lot of times with like signage, we draw a rectangle around the box. We don't necessarily know what the dimensions are at this point, but if you compare it to the previous photo and the brick size, you know it is a pretty substantial area that would take up a bulk of the area underneath the windows of the second floor and to the right of the windows on the left side of the building. And then you'll see the last comment there with regards to the wall boards being mounted or if it's painted directly on the brick. With that, we are recommending approval with the following conditions. Again, I note the mural size, you could certainly request or limit the mural size, and then the mural installations if you felt as though having a backer board was appropriate or not. Thank you.
Thank you. Questions or comments? Mr. Evans?
I don't know if it now or later, but I just plan to abstain from the vote.
Okay. Yeah, that's going to give us not a quorum on the
No,
vote.
it will. So we have a quorum with four.
Four.
So three, if the vote is in favor, 3-1 is still a majority
Okay.
of the quorum.
Sounds good. I have a question. So for the owner of the building, they're the ones choosing to either paint this on or put boards up and then paint on the boards. And I mean, that's their call for the longevity of their building. Your concern, or our concern as the city, would be if they choose to try to sandblast it off and take away from the strength of their building or the condition of their building. But in the end, that would be their choice to paint over it or sandblast it or something else, correct?
Correct, yeah. I just bring it up. Historically, we've allowed paint on brick. Again, I just note that trying to restore brick that's been painted on to its original form is more difficult. It can be done with hand washing methods and things like that, but it's usually a faded brick sort of visual rather than that original brick color.
So according to the picture, what you're saying is that right now this has no paint on the brick. This is just the original brick?
I believe that's correct, yep.
Okay. What, does it say something on there? I can't really read it.
It says, your life, your future.
Okay.
I believe that is a general statement rather than, again, a sign for a business.
Any other questions or comments?
I guess just to give a little backstory on it as well, this group has worked with juveniles at risk in the Wausau area. I know that they are working with the Sheriff's Department here in Wood County with the youth as well to develop this design as well as paint it. There's a little, I think, backstory of the quote.
Okay. Is that same group that did the mural in the road by the library there, assuming, or do we know?
No, I don't think so. I think it's a
Different group.
different group out of the Wausau area. It's a national group, but there's a chapter of them in the Wausau area.
All right. No more questions or comments. Commission, what are your wishes?
I'll make a motion to approve the request from the Rise Up Central Wisconsin for the mural with the staff recommendations. Now, Carl, you mentioned that we can put something else in there about boards.
I think you could if you'd like, if that was a concern. If not, the conditions that are identified do not include a backer board of some sort.
Otherwise, that'll be all up to the property owners to maintain it, clean it.
Right.
Then I'll approve the staff recommendations as is then.
All right. I got a
I'll
motion.
second it.
Second? I got a motion by Marutz, second by Schifferl. Any other further comments or questions? Seeing none, we'll go ahead and vote. All those in favor say aye.
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 Aye. All those opposed say nay. Ayes have it, 3-0 with one abstention. All right, item 5, request from Wisconsin Rapids Public Schools to construct a pavilion, minor alterations at Woodside Elementary School located at 611 2 Mile Avenue, parcel ID 3413395, which is within the institutional I-1 district.
I
Kyle?
think you were reading 5. I think we're on 4. I think you're one ahead.
Sorry about that. All right, let's back up a little bit here. Item 4, request from Doug Stoiber to expand a non-conforming building for a 3-season porch addition and a single-family dwelling located at 2031 Lincoln Street, parcel ID 3412082. Kyle?
Thank you. In our zoning ordinance, we require all non-conforming buildings that are requesting expansion to come before the Plan Commission to ensure that any expansion is not increasing the nonconformity. In this case, we have a non-conforming building, a non-conforming lot, I believe as well, and a request to expand a rear addition or covered area in the back of the building. So you'll see there's an existing area there. They look to expand that and make that larger. So upon review, the building is non-conforming due to the side yard setback not being met, as well as, again, the lot size. The project involves a 210 square foot enclosed porch within that same location as the existing porch. So they're essentially just increasing the size. So no nonconformity is being expanded. This is a pretty simple request. We as staff are recommending approval because there is no expansion to the nonconformity on site. So again, that approval is subject to the conditions above. Thank you.
Questions or comments? Commission, what are your wishes?
I'll make a motion to approve.
I'll second.
I got a motion by Schifferl, seconded by Donovan. Any other questions or comments? Seeing none, we'll go ahead and put it to a vote. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. All those opposed say nay. Ayes have it, 4-0. Now we're on item 5. Request from Wisconsin Rapids Public Schools to construct a pavilion, minor alterations at Woodside Elementary School located at 611 2 Mile Avenue, parcel ID 3413395, which is within the institutional I-1 district. Kyle?
Thank you. So this request is to, see if I can advance the slide here. There we go. Is to construct a covered pavilion. I do want to note the corrected size. It is a 44 by 35 pavilion on an existing concrete pad. The previous number was for the concrete pad size. So the pavilion is a little bit smaller than that concrete pad. This concrete pad is currently being utilized for kind of an outdoor classroom area for the school. There's existing seating out there. So essentially what they're looking to do here is provide a cover for that outdoor classroom and that outdoor seating. Within the zoning ordinance for conditional uses, if the improvement is considered a minor alteration, the Plan Commission can approve it without having to go through the actual conditional use permit amendment process. So previous requests through the school district have had to physically amend the conditional use. There's a public hearing, there's a different process. Because this area is already being used for an outdoor classroom space, there's already seating on site, there's already impervious surface that's concrete, we feel as though it does meet that minor alteration requirement, and therefore are asking the Plan Commission to concur. If that is the case, thank you. Hey, Randy, Kyle. If that is the case, again, Plan Commission can simply approve it in writing through action. You'll see a photo of that existing space here. The applicant is here. There is a set of plans that's recently been reviewed through our office that meets the requirements. So after this review, I believe we can issue that building permit and they can construct that project. You'll see some of the plans that were submitted here showing the setbacks which are met, showing the existing sizes of the concrete slab and the pavilion size in proximity to the school, and then ultimately what the structure will look like. So with that, we are recommending to approve this, subject to the following conditions.
Questions or comments? Seeing none, what are your wishes?
I'll make a motion to approve as recommended.
I get a motion by Davin. I'll go ahead and make the
go ahead.
second, since I haven't yet. I'll second that motion. Second by Zacher. Any other questions or comments?
Can I speak or no?
Would you like to? Go ahead. If you want to step. Where it says push, yeah. And if you want to just let us know who you
Oh, it's
are.
on. Okay, it's on. I'm just wondering if you're going to issue this permit, how long that will take, when I can get started.
We can talk more after the meeting, but
Okay.
with, I believe, E-Plan exam approved recently, if it's been paid for, if there's any other outstanding items, I think you've dropped the plans off.
Did they approve it?
I'd have to double check. I'm thinking,
Because I just sent them those drawings today also.
okay, then it's probably going to be a few days.
Okay. Well, the sooner the better, so.
Yeah. E-Plan, we can certainly try to fast track it and ask them to fast track it as well.
Okay. Okay,
Thank you, sir.
yeah, thank you.
Yep.
That it then?
So we have a motion and a second to go ahead and
Yep.
pass this. Any other questions or comments? Seeing none, we'll go ahead and cast our votes. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed say nay. Ayes have it, 4-0. All right. Item 6, request from the Community Development Department to adopt the downtown master plan. Mr. Kearns.
Thank you very much. Thank you. This is back before the Plan Commission, as there were some concerns at the council last month when Plan Commission recommended to approve the downtown master plan. There were some business owners that came out and questioned the renderings that were in the plan, questioned kind of the ultimate goal of those renderings, which showed some of their businesses not existing anymore. And that's not necessarily the intent of the master plan. Rather, it is showing an option for redevelopment, should redevelopment become available, whether it's with that business or with some other developer. It simply identifies the potential for redevelopment. And so there was a meeting that was scheduled after the Common Council meeting about 2 weeks later with many of those businesses. We met near the site. We talked about the intent of the downtown master plan. We got some additional feedback on their concerns, some of which related to parking availability, some related to the Tribune property and that block and what was happening with that block. And then obviously it related to their businesses as well. So we went back to the drawing board here. We met with the downtown master plan consultant, and we identified to inject this narrative that somewhat describes the purpose of the images and renderings that are created through this process, and as well added some different goals and objectives to certain sections, again, to reiterate the parking, to reiterate the block development, and then kind of the overall intent of the plan. This was shared with the group last week. I have not received any feedback except from one of them, which seemed to be supportive. They were not able to make it here today. But with your recommendation today, this will go back to Common Council on the 19th, I believe, for final action and approval. And then we'll have a new downtown master plan that our office will move to implement strategically and immediately. Thank you.
Thank you. I just want to add, I was part of those conversations. You kind of just for the record, like what we're learning is even though we do try to get this out on the airwaves to the community, to the businesses, it was some physical stopping in at the buildings, mailings, putting it out on the airwaves, the internet. We still, are working on every way we can to communicate with the community to get this word out there, because as much as we had tried and the community development department had tried, we still had not reached these folks. So it was good that they came to us and we were able to go visit with them a couple of times and just get their input and let them be heard, and it was good. It was effective. We just released a new website the other last week, so that's going to help us. It's what's going to be used for us to help us market and communicate and get community engagement. So looking forward to that. But just so you know, we have done some due diligence since then to make sure that we're communicating more effectively with the group of people that came to us. So that being said, community development, downtown master plan, what are your wishes?
I'll make a motion to approve with noted changes.
Got
I'll
a-
second.
I got a motion by Davin, second by Maroots. Any other questions or comments on the downtown master plan? All right, seeing none, we'll go ahead and put it to a vote. All those in favor say aye.
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 All those opposed say nay. Ayes have it, 4-0. Item 7, adjourn. I'll make a motion to adjourn.
I'll second.
I got a motion by Zacher, seconded by Davin. All those in favor say aye.
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 All those opposed say nay. Ayes have it, 4-0. We are adjourned at 4.